So once again, good afternoon. In the introduction, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me and for letting me say a few words in 10 minutes on this important topic. I'd like to say that the committee that was mentioned is not the committee for budget and currency, because the Slovak Republic does not have any currency at all, so it is a committee for finances and budget. So let us proceed to the topic. Firstly, we will be discussing something that no one of us has ever seen. All of us who are sitting here at this event, we have read or we have heard or caught a glimpse on the internet or television of something like this, but something that we could call package of consolidation, but that is being proposed by Minister Kazimír. Nobody has ever seen that. So firstly, I would like to relativize all these judgments that will be said on my side, and maybe when the whole proposal is finished, then maybe some of my statements will have to be reassessed. But from what we know, from the glimpses, we can say already that the government of Robert Fico is planning to collect low-hanging fruits. I would like to document this on a few figures. If you remember the package of savings for 2011 in the overall sum of 1 billion euros, and we were criticized brutally by opposition and by Smer that this package proposed by our government was mainly focused on incomes and not on expenses of the budget. But when it was quantified in more detail, it was done by the Institute of Financial Policy, and 65% of this package proposed by Minister Miklos was based on incomes, and the rest was on expenses, because, well, it is very hard to quantify it exactly, but more than one half of this package was measures on the side of expenses of the budget. Then the Minister Kazimír said that about 2/3 of his package are focused on incomes to the budget. So what I'm saying is that no taxes and no healthcare taxes will be high enough for this government. And what I'm trying to say is that perhaps there will be some more measures like that being introduced. As I said in the beginning, the reason is that we have not seen the package in the whole. Now, a few notes about this proposed tax increases. I want to say that so that I don't come across as somebody who is saying that high taxes hinder proposed future economic growth. The truth is that they will lead to great optimization, because in optimum conditions everybody is trying to optimize their own position. And I'm not afraid to say that what will happen is that there will be a great, let's call it, export of taxes, because in the Czech Republic as much as 18% of basic underwritten capital of corporations is registered in tax havens. If after these proposed changes, because we are building on the assumption that this will be adopted, and there should be no reason why they would not be, because the ruling party Smer has the comfortable majority of 83 votes, so then Slovakia will be somewhere at the back of the Visegrad fork, the four Visegrad countries, as for our attractivity to invest. As for expenses of the budget, we propose that we still firmly believe that it is necessary to firstly to do a great reconstruction of the expense side of the budget, and we also need to do some naturally unpopular measures, but I'm asking when should they be done and by whom, if not Smer, because this party now has a comfortable majority in the parliament, so they do not need to discuss this with four coalition partners, so they can do all the measures that they consider to be rational and proper. They can just go ahead and do them. Firstly, the Minister of Finance, Kazimír, in recent days when this 2-week technical mission of the monetary fund was over, he was trying to use statements by the lady of the IMF who came to Slovakia that the IMF does not see any possibilities of how to cut down on expenses. I will just say one number. In 2009, on year-on-year basis, expenses of public administration grew by 3 billion euros. Now we are looking for a consolidation package of 1 to 1.5 billion. And it is not just that year on year from 2008 2009 that it just grew like this, but it kept on growing year after year. So I'm asking if this tax madness that is being unleashed right now, if maybe this will not lead to neglecting the issue of expenses of the state budget. Obviously, as I said in the beginning, these measures would be very painful and also unpopular, because there is no single politician in the world who likes to adopt unpopular measures, because unfortunately we do not have a better system than democracy. But still, these politicians, the only thing they are after is being re-elected after every 4-year political cycle. And what is true is that, firstly, I do not think that global cuts, that there is no possibility to do any more cuts in the expenses. There are still possibilities to do this, and it is not only this great leap upward in 2009 of 3 billion, but it just kept going on and on. But just for some generally well-known information, in 2011 the volume of public procurement was 3 billion euro. Year before it was 5 billion euro. Not our party or other politician. It was Transparency International which said that these contracted prices were usually by 17% lower than the originally expected prices of public procurements. It's 17% of 3 billion of public procurements in 2011. That is 510 million. And if you say 17% of 5 billion, it is it is 3/4 billion. And if you add this up, then we are almost on the level of this consolidation effort that the present government is trying to target. I still have 1 or 2 minutes, but these unpopular measures, we already talked about this. These are, for example, pensions for in the military. This is something that is not sustainable, and it does not have any meaning at all. And as a participant of maybe all coalition boards meetings in the government of Prime Minister Radičová, then the rationality of reassessing these pensions in military, it's probably every politician who agrees with this, except for the ones who are responsible for Ministry of Interior or National Defense, because then attractiveness of this occupation drops down. I'm not saying that we should eliminate these pensions from policemen who are chasing murderers or who risk their lives, but why should these pensions be drawn by uniformed people who do ordinary administrative work, such as issuing passports or IDs, because they sit in their warm offices, and just because they have 3 silver stars on their uniforms, then after 15 years of working in this organization, they are entitled to draw pensions. We know that Minister Michal managed to eliminate people who draw pensions and still have jobs in the government, civil service jobs, and we need to go further and eliminate people who draw old pensions and public salaries. And these are very unpopular measures, but they are very necessary. In conclusion, please let me, because there are many more measures that could be taken like this, but they are publicly available on websites, and also our election program is public, and we named all of those measures. But let me just say one last comment. In recent days, Angela Merkel said that countries who have great problems with public debt, they should found so-called special economic zones so that they can grow out of their public debt. And this definition of her proposal of Mrs. Merkel to create such special economic zones was that they should have more attractive tax systems, more attractive taxation and less regulations. Government of Mr. Fico on one hand is trying to demonize economic growth, and on the other hand it is trying to eliminate some savings, and they like the fact that the President Holland is trying to undermine this fiscal union, and it is a conflict between stimulating economic growth and savings. And these special economic zones proposed by Mrs. Merkel for indebted countries with public debt that is not sustainable, they do talk about attractive taxation systems and less regulations. And what this government is doing is exactly the opposite. And I'm asking, how serious are they about